The Lost Boys. Michael, his younger brother Sam, and his mother Lucy moved to a beach town in Santa Carla, California. Michael meets a group of mysterious bikers led by a man named David, while Sam meets two brothers, Edgar and Alan Frog, who are trying to protect the town from vampire attacks. Slowly, their worlds collide as the group of Lost Boys make Michael one of their own and need to be stopped. Now, several years ago, a lot of you may remember that I talked about a vampire film called Near Dark. And I not only ranked it as one of the top movies of my 80s horror list, but it's probably one of the best horror films involving vampires. But there were three vampire movies that came out in the 1980s that really did change the genre for the better. The first, of course, being Lost Boys. And the reason Lost Boys changed is because it didn't really focus on the whole concept of a romance and horror. It was the first time that really vampires weren't done as a means to tell a romance story. Near Dark is a romance story, so it's kind of an easier way to lean into it, but where Near Dark is more of a basic romance horror, Lost Boys is more of a story about teenagers versus vampires, and it's more of a story that you can just turn on and enjoy. Kiefer Sutherland is honestly one of my favorite vampire depictions in any form. Yeah, you could believe him leading this group of ragtag vampires. It is kind of weird to see an intimidating version of Bill from Bill and Ted. Also, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman are great in this movie. And honestly, it's probably the only really great performance they ever did. They were so shoved down the throats of people in the 80s that it kind of gets overwhelming when you look back at it. But you know, teen stars or whatever. This movie, it just kind of shies above the rest, and people forget this was made by Joel Schumacher. Yes, the hated man who created Batman and Robin did make this movie, and he did make several other good movies. Of course, with Lost Boys, there is a lot of cheese, including a shirtless guy playing a saxophone. It's a movie that you just gotta pop on to enjoy. The sooner you do that, the better. Come back tomorrow to have more fun with our advent of horror on Jackoween.